5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TTV BrickFeed Podcast. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Meso.
I'm Eljay.
I'm Ven.
And I'm Prpl.
And welcome to BrickFeed episode 34.
Hey, everybody. How's it going, everybody?
Mardi Gras!
It's BrickFeed time.
All right, there we
Everyone's
go.
going to be talking real fast this time.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, let's talk real fast this time on BrickFeed Podcast.
Yeah, that sounds really good. We got to get through all, we have a lot of news we got to
Mardi
get through,
Gras.
so we got to get everything done real quick.
Did I miss something?
Yeah,
Scotty Moore.
I'm not sure either.
It
I think
sounded
they're
like
just kind of doing a
he
bit.
ran through the beginning part of it, like, hello, everyone, and welcome to the BrickFeed Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the BrickFeed Podcast this week.
That's what I do
because we
every
got a
week.
lot to talk
That's exactly
about
what I
now.
said.
Yeah, we do have a lot to talk about.
A lot of news to talk about over Christmas break. You know, the 1 week where everyone's not working.
We wish you a Merry
so-
Christmas. Oh, that's music's over.
No more
I
music.
believe this video will be our last video of the year
It
on our
will
channel.
be.
It's going to come out on the
Wow.
31st.
Happy
Well,
New Year!
If it's following the trend of everything this channel, this is going to be the worst episode ever
Yeah,
of the year.
this year
Because-
sucks.
This year has been terrible. Actually, we just got I found out at lunch today. I was having lunch with my friends. We're having a great time. Found out Carrie Fisher died. So I was like, okay, well, great.
That
Thanks.
podcast's off to a great start.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, right? I was
Been
like,
watching Star Wars like the whole morning.
I read the news, and there's a table behind us, and the lady, one of the girls was like, "What?" And I was like, I showed her the thing, and she was like, "I think I'm gonna cry," and I'm like,
Oh.
"Well, I'm sorry."
It's quite
Sorry for ruining
sad.
your lunch.
And obviously, death of any kind is tragic and terrible. But when it comes to celebrities and people you know about on the internet, it's always worse for fans of them when there's a chance that they might make it. It happened with
Yeah,
Monty
that
Owen,
was-
where he got. We knew Monty Owen was in the hospital, and he wasn't. People were hoping that he was going to pull through, and they were donating to like a GoFundMe, and people were just really sending him all their prayers and best wishes. And then when he died, it was doubly tragic than if it had just happened out of nowhere. And the same
Right.
thing is true for Carrie Fisher, because people had mentioned that she was in stable condition or whatnot,
Right.
and people had gotten their hopes up that she was
I
going to
thought
pull
that
through.
was false, though. Like, I saw people saying that, but then there are other people saying no, that this
Yeah.
isn't true.
That was like the guy
That was
behind
the thing.
me.
It was uncertain.
Yeah, it was the guy behind me was like, "Are you sure
uncertain
that's
from
real?"
the
And I'm like,
start.
"Well, it's on the New York Times, sir. So I kind of hope it's real. Else we have a real problem here." But
Yeah.
it's just kind of one. It is a little telling now that like the first reaction we have to news is, "Are you sure?" Like
Yeah.
no longer. There's so much fake news now. We're like, "Well, are you sure that's real?" Like this major celebrity, passing away. And then it's another thing that's just kind of it's really sad that like there were a lot of deaths this year. There really
lot
were.
of them.
I know there's been deaths every year, but it feels like this year has just had like I don't know what it is about 2016, but it's had like a attraction for bad things happening or unexpected things happening. I guess that would probably be a
Hashtag
better thing.
2016.
No. It's interesting and a little unfortunate that this year of all years, which a lot of people are going to go, wow, this has sucked, we ended up meeting.
It was
And
the
it
only
is,
bright
it does.
spot for me.
I feel like
personally.
that was a great spot. Yeah,
And
but
it
I mean,
happened right smack dab in the middle of the year, too. Like, the beginning was average, and then it kind of started to go downhill, and then it spiked in August, and then it's just been down
well, I
ever
mean,
since.
it was actually kind of a downer at Brick Fair as well because we just got to news then that BIONICLE had
Yeah,
ended.
BIONICLE.
Like right
That's
before
what
we
I mean.
went.
Like,
Yeah.
it was just going steadily down. throughout the
Yeah,
year, and then
and
it
it
was
was like-
because of Brick Fair.
I see. I was saying it before we went. Okay, guys, listen. We found out Bionicle's over. This kind of sucks. The ending to Journey to One was possibly some of the worst Bionic-related media we've ever seen. But
It was a
Fair-
Mass
Brick
Effect
Fair
style
is
bad.
going to bring us up, and it did.
It did.
It,
It was
it did.
wonderful.
It did. It was very great.
Yeah, this
But,
year's been pretty good to me personally, and I know you guys can relate. And of course, Brick
Yeah, no,
Fair was one
totally.
of them. But just in general, like I was having a conversation with one of my friends recently, where it's like, man, I feel bad. Like I've been having a good year, but it seems like everyone else around me has just been having a terrible time.
Yeah,
No,
same.
I-
Like,
I
I
felt
felt
like-
pretty, like, normal this whole year. Like, I didn't feel exceptionally bad, but, like, everyone has been complaining about all these horrible things that have been happening, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah
It's
that-
almost
that
like
kinda
for
sucks.
every
The worst thing I
individual
can
person.
complain about is these celebrity deaths. But
right.
anyway, go ahead.
It's like for every individual, like normal person, the year's been pretty good. Like most of my friends have been like, this has been a really good year. I met a lot of people. You know, I moved away. I went to a new place, met a lot of great friends and stuff. So for me individually, it's been great. But for the world, it sucked. You know, that's why I kind of feel. Or like for the world, there's there's a lot of unexpected things that happen that you weren't, even stuff that shouldn't happen. Like a lot of long running jokes went out of style this year. Leonardo DiCaprio got an Oscar. The Cubs won the World Series. Like those are two like Leonardo not winning an Oscar is the longest running joke I feel like has
jokes
been.
too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like Duke Nukem Forever, you know, or like Half-Life 3 in the acting world. So anyhow, long story short, 2016 has been kind of a downer year, but I've enjoyed it personally. I feel like next year has a lot of promise. We got a lot of great stuff coming up next year, starting with, I feel like the biggest thing that I'm going to be excited about is the Lego Batman movie.
Oh yeah, that's in like a couple months now, isn't it?
That's literally in about 2 months, maybe a month and a half.
I don't even know
from
when
now.
it comes out.
February 10th.
February 10th.
Awesome.
Yes.
Guys, we should totally meet up IRL and watch it.
Were it so easy.
Okay, I have had a dream for a very long time, and that is that we would be invited to the red carpet of Ninjago, the movie.
What a Meso thing to say.
Red carpet.
How about you have this?
We've heard this before.
Can you just not be the 2016
I'm sorry,
to my thing right
but
now?
listen, this is like the 7th time you have said this.
Yeah, but not on the
not wrong.
podcast, just to you. Okay?
I want to get the red carpet.
This is my dream. All right, don't stomp on my
Hey,
dreams.
man,
Thank you.
if I can talk about my dreams on the podcast, then that
Okay.
means that I'm the only one that can do it, so stop it.
Oh, he's copywriting dreams.
Dang right I am.
Trademarking.
Well, listen, we still got like half a year. Maybe we'll get there. I don't know.
Woo.
But yeah, anyhow, let's start with the thing we always start with. Anyone get anything cool this
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
did.
week? It was Christmas. So
Wait, Prpl,
Oh, yeah.
yours is more interesting than mine, so I'm going to build
is
a
it?
light for you. I got, as a Christmas gift, the Master Wu Dragon.
you're switching to mine, so I'm gonna go first. Shut up.
Yeah, basically, I gotta it's all about pacing yourself, you know? But no, I got a possession set from Ninjago, the Master Wu Dragon. And I've long since wanted the set purely for mocking parts. Like, honestly. But, I actually quite like it. I feel that out of all the dragons that Ninjago has produced, this one, with the exception of the initial wave, Ninjago sets, has gotten the least amount of hoopla. People don't typically regard this dragon all that highly.
Hoopla.
It's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. Things greater than it, greater in size and scope and scale. I was blown away by it because it's the only Ninjago dragon I've gotten, so I have no frame of reference. Part of it's the color
Bobby's fish
scheme,
dragon.
admittedly, because I love it. You know, white and gold, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, white and gold.
But the other
And
thing
black,
is that
too.
I love that it has that look of like a Chinese dragon that is different than most.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that is the thing that I really
that's
enjoy
the one
about
part
that.
I like
it
about
looks
that
like a
dragon
new
too.
dragon.
I wanted to pick that up solely because of that.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Like, it's a great
I
dragon.
love those kinds of dragon.
But I kind of have this pet peeve. It kind of looks like it has 4 nostrils because 2 of the studs in the front aren't covered up. But it looks like they're also trying to have nostrils on the sides, above the mustache. So it's if they had put a tile or something to cover that up, then
It would have been preferred. Definitely.
But
But yeah, no, I love that style, especially with the Chinese dragon. You know, that's something I wish.
It makes
I
the
wish
most
all the
sense.
dragons. I wish all the dragons in Ninjago were a little more distinct, and maybe they'll do it for the movie. You know, because they've been doing they've been pulling out all the stops for movie sets.
They have.
this year, so maybe they'll do a thing where each dragon is kind of a different kind of dragon.
Maybe.
You know, for
That would be
depending
cool
on
and
the ninja. That would be
refreshing.
really cool. That would be that would make me want to collect all the dragons instead of just getting one in a different color. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
What I really
this
loved
one is
about
definitely
this
really
set
great.
is it's been a while since I've gotten a Ninjago set, so I had forgotten this. Ninjago has a lot of really good attention to detail in their sets. They pay attention. Even the smallest amount of stuff on the sets, the miniature structure in the back you can see there, is pretty intricate. It's got great detailing to actually make it look like some kind of building. Those pieces of what look like stone or wood that kind of extend from that miniature temple can be articulated and moved around because they're actually on mixel joints. So you can you can pose
Really?
you can pose the building by swiveling it on a ball joint.
This is
And,
the
you have-
future of construction.
Multiple buildings, and you have this little
Buildings.
rickshaw thing that the dude's pushing around, and there's a cup of tea or whatever in there, and it can shoot out discs
Wait.
from the front.
Does that husky have a crossbow mounted on it?
Yeah, okay, I was just gonna say that.
The little
What's
dog,
going on
the
with
little
that?
dog is supposed to be fighting the little ghost creature that's right down below the dragon's foot, because they don't show it in the box art. The ghost has a bone, and he's trying to like lure the dog to come fight him, and the dog's like shooting him with a crossbow. It doesn't make any sense, but it's great.
That's hilarious.
It's too bad that wasn't like a
Now
scene
that's
in
the
the actual
reason
show.
why I want to pick up the set. Screw the dragon.
Please don't.
And then Sensei Wu has like his teapot, and like down below the dragon, there's like 2 different yellow cups that can be stored there right below the dragon, and like he can grab the cups and pour some tea and drink the tea. It's awesome. I love it so much.
I love
looking at the
drinking
box
like a
art.
tea.
I'm looking at the box art for this set. I'm gonna see if I can link it. If
It's
you haven't
already in
already.
chat.
It kind of looks like there is a ghostly license plate in front of the rickshaw. You know,
There is.
You see
There
that?
is. It exists.
Is
It is
it-
a license plate.
Is that really a license plate?
Yes.
That is so great because I just now have to imagine what the ghost DMV's like. That they have to go and register the ghost license plate at. You know?
Yep. There's also a license plate on the back of like the little container that Sensei Wu is sitting at. The
That's-
dragon license plate.
That's amazing. Like,
That's
can you imagine Sensei Wu being like, okay, like he stops at the DMV and he's like, I need to register my dragon, and the lady's like, all right, like, what's your dragon's identification number? Let's get this paw print thing
yeah.
going.
How much does he weigh?
How
How
much
tall
does he weigh?
is he?
Yeah.
Is he like a normal dragon or is he like a Chinese dragon? Because like check the
What
box.
Yeah, what's
ethnicity is
What's the
it?
ethnicity of this dragon?
Ethnicity of this dragon.
That's basically it. I love this set.
Does he have
to
2
death.
legs? Does he have wings? Does he have a liver? You know,
It's really
all those
cool.
important
I
things.
walked away feeling quite happy about it. It's a pretty
All right,
nice.
shut up.
looking little
Purple,
set.
what'd you get?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well then. I got Ruina's Lock and Roller.
What
I'm
the?
honestly amazed I was able to pronounce that correctly on my first try.
It's a 2017 set.
Yeah, it's one of the new Nexonite sets with these like new
Ooh.
rock ruin
oh no,
characters.
it features you. That's totally you because it's purple and it has blue hair and it's emo and her
I don't
heart's
have blue
black.
hair though. Wow.
Oh, you're right. I'm mainly focusing on the fact that her
Oh.
heart is black.
That
And
character
dark.
is
Exactly like
Very
purple. Right?
unique.
Look, she has purple eyes. Man.
Now, Prpl,
totally
here's
like
the
you.
thing.
Go
It
on.
has yellow
Typically,
eyes.
when we talk about the new wave of sets, we're seeing them from other people's perspective, like a review on Brick set. But you own this set, so review it.
Okay. It's cool. and
No, I don't mean to
stuff.
review it on the podcast. I mean make a review, text review, take some pictures, take some
What?
photos.
Oh boy. Here's
I don't
what
know how to
Purple's review is
review
going to be. It's cool and stuff, I guess.
Yeah, honestly, like it's really cool because like if you hit like that top shield thing, I guess it like opens a trap door in the cage where you can like escape it, and it can also like the front part can detach as like a motorcycle from the cage itself.
Oh,
but I'm not.
I see that.
Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of the way it connects because wow. There's just sort of like this weird gap in between the two things.
I can
And it's
see
just-
that even on this box art picture. I
yeah.
can see the gap.
Mm-hmm. But like, if you split them up, they still like stand together well as individual whatchamadoodads. I don't know. Like one's a vehicle, one's a vehicle, one's a cage with wheels and dragon wings.
The
Dude, it
other
has
is a
purple
doodad.
dragon wings. That's like honestly the main reason why I
Oh,
bought
yeah.
this set was for the purple dragon wings. But oh
I
my god,
saw
Are you
that.
serious?
You
Listen.
circled them on Snapchat. You're like, it has purple dragon wings! Exclamation points. So,
yep.
It was pretty
Oh.
great.
Cool set to
But-
get though. You even got Queen Halbert in there.
Now, Queen Halbert is like one of my favorite characters on that show, so I'm excited that she's there.
Yeah, and this was like actually a pretty cheap set. It was only like I think $20 at Toys R Us, which was kind of surprising because Toys R Us is usually way more expensive.
Wait,
Nice.
That
it's
is.
$20?
I think so. That's what the price tag said. Unless they just
Ouch.
like mistyped it or something.
Before we
Ouchie,
say ouch, let's see what the price per part is, because it probably does hold up.
It has 208 pieces.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's a
Basically,
good
that's
price
about
for
it.
it.
No,
Yeah.
that makes
That's the
sense.
equivalent.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it for that.
Overall,
though. I
it's
wouldn't
neat.
buy it for $20.
I got
Yeah.
some sets too.
What were your
Ooh, what'd
sets?
you get?
Well, I actually got to build it. I mentioned that I had it, but I built the green energy dragon that I was gifted by
Very
a
nice.
good friend Meso here, and it is the best Lego Dragon I have. I also
Is
got
it the only one you have?
Yes. I also have the Ninjago Cryptarium Prison Breakout, and that's cool. It's quaint. It's quaint.
I
I
will
also
enclose your meme picture on Twitter.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so on Twitter at
Oh yeah,
the
plug
LJ.
that.
Yeah, at the Eljay Johnson. Johnson spelled with an E. We'll go ahead and link it below.
Yeah.
I tweeted that to
Well,
Brent
link
Miller.
it below. Wait. Are you actually doing this whole thing?
Thank you, Meso, for linking it below.
No problem.
I tweeted that picture. I tweeted that picture to Brent Miller, who is the voice for Zane in the TV show, and he liked it. So mission accomplished. Anyway,
Hooray!
I also got 2 corpses, more commonly known as Misto and Spinza from Mixels.
Oh, fun.
Oh.
And I got my younger brother. A gift this Christmas. It was a Lego set. It was a Foles washing station from Friends, and he gave it back to me. I don't know why. He didn't want it.
Aw.
Completely refused. I mean, it's a nice Lego Friends set that I picked up for him for Christmas, and he gave it back to me. He didn't want it at all.
Wow.
So, guess I need to review this.
Do it.
Yep.
Eljay's a random review.
Well,
Yep, pretty much.
very
Yeah.
nice. We all got some swag, except for you two. Kai, Vin, did you get anything?
I got clothes.
Kai?
That's good. I'm glad that you are doing this podcast clothed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might
Yeah, it was
not
getting
be.
kind of
mean,
boring
like-
just sitting here doing the podcast naked. So they got
Okay,
me
so we're
clothes.
moving on. We're moving on.
Right.
Kai,
no,
what
no,
did you
no.
get for Christmas? Any Lego
Mandate.
sets?
I did not get any Lego sets for Christmas because instead I chose to get a lot of useful things for my apartment. I got a popcorn maker. I got like all sorts of plates and
Host of the
utensils and all that
BrickFeed
stuff.
Did you pimp
podcast
your ride?
didn't get any Lego sets.
Here's the deal. So I went to Lego to like.
I got a
not
Target
Lego,
gift card. What should I
Oh,
buy?
hey,
You
should buy what I
give
was
it
going to buy.
me.
I wanted to get the penguins, the penguin set. The
But you
penguin,
didn't get it, though.
Car. I did not because guess what? They don't have it anywhere here.
Wow.
I went to
Sounds like a
Toys R Us.
personal
I went to
problem.
Target. I went to Walmart.
Targets
and it
only
has
currently
nothing.
have 4 of the Batman movie sets. And the only ones that have come out as of yet. Coincidentally, it's the same ones that are available on Lego.com, which kind of makes me think they were doing a staggered embargo where they have half the sets go live before Christmas, the other half's going to go live after Christmas. So, it's after Christmas. By which I really mean
that's what I'm
January
saying.
1st,
It's
'cause that's what the embargo was. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm assuming after January 1st there will be more of these sets out. I just hope that sometimes my Target and Toys R Us does get stuff early, and it did with Bionicle a couple
Arctic
years.
Roller will probably be a Lego store exclusive, or some kind of retailer exclusive, because it took us forever to actually see pictures of it. Just me hypothesizing, I don't actually know, but I'd wager it will
Okay, all right. So you don't know.
Misinformation, of
Well, I mean,
course.
the last time we had to go to the Lego store to find out there are certain sets that were retailer exclusive. They didn't mark it. Like they didn't say you can only get it at this certain store. They just kind of put it there. Toys R Us only had the it wasn't Toys R Us the only one that had tanker truck for this.
Yes, it was.
You said
Yeah.
this thing.
Oh, tanker truck
$5.
takedown.
All right, that's
man.
There we go. I was gonna
this
say, I didn't say the
podcast
whole
has taken
thing.
$10 from our hosts.
Well, he has $50 to spend, so
That's a good
pretty
point.
sure this podcast has
Oh,
made
yeah.
him more money than it's taken.
So I got the
Well,
thing.
I mean,
$25 Target gift card. What should I get?
Right. Dude, I don't know, man.
I would recommend one of the new Star Wars construction sets, not the ones that came out, the ones that will be coming out, just so someone can buy them. Because let me tell you, the Rogue One sets are shelf warming like I haven't seen since the Skull villains. Nobody is buying them in my area. Nobody.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going
Nobody.
to wait until they are on clearance, and I'm going to buy a bunch of K2SOs.
No, you should buy Chirrut Imwe, I think, the dude with the bow.
You should
Yeah,
get
the,
some Ninjago sets.
Wasn't it Donnie Yen?
Yeah,
played
him.
him. Though he was one of the Force, and the Force was of him. That guy.
Yes,
No.
that guy.
I still haven't seen Rogue One.
Nor have I.
Wow, what's wrong
Okay,
with
well, yeah, sure. Congratulations for being one of the few people here who have not seen Rogue One.
I haven't seen
Hey,
it either,
speaking
but
of
that's
stuff
not
that
a
we haven't seen.
surprise, because I haven't seen
No, it's
stuff.
not.
you.
It's not at all. Speaking of stuff we haven't seen, something that's kind of gotten me a little perturbed, or I guess not perturbed, but I want to see the Ninjago short, The Master, And for a while, we knew it was attached to the movie Storks that came out in theaters a while back. Okay, cool. Well, Storks came out on DVD about last week, and we still haven't seen anything of that short. I don't know where to find it.
You see, what had happened was you were gone, and then we found that somebody had uploaded it online, and we watched it.
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Wait, is it like an actual rip?
No, it was
that-
it was like a cam rip. They posted it on.
Okay, no, yeah. I don't care about a cam rip. I'm
Okay.
talking about an actual rip of the thing.
Right.
No, I'm thinking about using like footage for that and like for future videos because I'm doing
Gotcha.
all the behind the break and stuff.
Then I
and that would
can't
be a
help
cool
you.
resource to have. Yeah, so I haven't been able to find. The thing is that like that
Hey,
DVD
Ben.
has been out.
With your gift card, you should get Storks.
Do it. Rip the footage.
Nah.
It's not worth it. It's better to like rent it from like any video store ever.
Video stores
and
are
just
dead.
rip it from the
It's all about
DVD.
Redbox now, yo.
What's a video store?
Oh, so
You
Prpl.
know,
Purple.
like
Purple.
I'm gonna tell you
What
And
the legend of
Blockbuster.
At some
Blockbuster.
point,
Eljay's got a
video.
limit. Everyone
The
gather
death of the
around the
dinosaurs now.
campfire.
Once upon a time, there was a store, dawning blue, known
Once
as
upon a time,
Blockbuster.
there was lettuce.
Unfortunately, it fell to its evil red brother, Redbox. Legend foretells of a day Blockbuster will make its grand return. Unfortunately, we don't know when, and it probably will never happen because it needs to go digital in order to survive in the modern world.
Blue Buster and Redbox.
Someday,
No, here's what happened. Blockbuster. There's a point in time.
save the world.
Blockbuster did. There was an interview with the guy who is the CEO of Blockbuster, and he says he does not consider Netflix a competitor. This is back when Netflix was renting out DVDs.
Wow.
And Blockbuster's like, no, we don't consider them a competitor.
That's rich.
And then now, look where they are. Mm-hmm. Now where Netflix
Yeah.
is.
Funny, I heard words like that once. Oh yeah, that came from Vessel. About
Aww,
YouTube. We don't
rip.
consider YouTube
That
a
was another thing
competitor.
that died in
That's
2016.
We only
That was
consider
Oh, yeah, that was the
sunsetting
thing.
a
It was
competitor.
sunsetted.
My bad.
It
Sunset.
was sunsetted, Meso. There's a difference, apparently.
There is a difference. All right.
All right, so with that in mind, we have basically only one bit of news to talk about today because, again, it's Christmas week, so everyone's off work.
Marty Christmas.
Marty. Yes,
Santa
Marty
Claus.
Christmas. There was a Lego documentary in the UK that aired about the opening of the Lego store in Leicester. And I believe I'm saying that right again because I had to look it up the last time, and I believe that's like how it was said to pronounce. But basically, they were talking about. It's basically just an interview with some of the Lego fans. They're talking about the guys who are trying to build a giant model of the Tower Bridge. They talked to these two people, Sophie and Michael, two adult fans who unashamedly maintain their love for the brick. And that's a quote from the press release. So, if you're in the UK, you should totally try to catch that. It aired actually not yesterday. It aired 2 days ago on the 26th. Man, I can't believe it's been that long since.
You just dated the video.
I'm sorry. It is
Did you
yesterday.
get it some nice dinner?
My clock, my clock is 12 hours ahead. So there we go. Thanks. Yeah, yesterday night it aired. So you should catch it, I guess, if you have a DVD or something. Apparently,
Do
it's
it.
pretty cool. A lot of people from the Lego company were tweeting about it because they are in it in some capacity.
I bet it's very
so-
intriguing.
I hope it is. I haven't seen it because I don't live in the UK.
I have like no idea what like it would even be about. Is it just like a general Lego documentary?
It's like going
Documentary.
behind the scenes of the opening. So I guess like everything with building the store and trying to get that going, and also building the giant model of the Tower Bridge. And also they also followed the guy who built the Beatles set, who's gonna
That's
like,
pretty
right
cool.
before it launched. So I guess it's kind of it all over. It does feature a lot of people, you know, again, they're kind of popular in the Lego community. So if you know them, you should check them out. But, you know,
Do it.
there we
I
go.
bet it's very interesting. I wish I had more to talk about with it, but I haven't seen it, so I can't really.
like, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
the
hey,
BBC,
there's this thing
I don't
now.
get the BBC basically.
Cool.
I don't get that channel here. There's only one family I know who gets BBC, and I am going to their house New Year's Day to watch Premiere Sherlock, and that's, you know,
Very
that's the
nice.
It's nice to
extent of
see
my,
you have your
my Christmas
priorities
knowledge.
straight.
My priorities are pretty straight in terms of my thing, but there you go.
Awesome sauce.
So, kind of, it's the end of the year. Let's kind of do a year in review when it comes to Lego. You guys got a bunch of sets this year. I got a bunch of sets this year.
Oh yeah, I
What-
bought like probably the most sets I ever did this past year.
This year,
Yeah.
we kind of like really decided to dive all in the system. We kind of decided like at BrickFeed,
about
we're like, you know
time.
what? let's do this. Let's kind of, we've been construction guys for a while, but let's really get interested in system. And we kind of all got into it around the same time. So let's hear it from everyone else. What was your favorite set you got?
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten more
you guys just
construction
needed
this
to
past year
catch
than
up.
system.
Hold on, I have been into system for years.
Well, I mean, I have too, but like we started buying a lot more sets this year.
Yeah.
Like you can't deny that. We probably bought more system sets this year than we have.
I know I
any other
have.
years.
I have liked system, but I have never truly made it a mission to collect system, namely because it's expensive and
I've
also
been collecting system for a while.
and also it takes up a lot of space. This year, I wouldn't say I've gotten a ton of sets, but I have slowly begun to immerse myself into that world to the point where I feel at home finally building system sets. It seems like trivial because there's bigger sets I've gotten, there's cooler sets to a lot of people, but my favorite set of the year that I got was the Ghost Rider and Spider-Man and Hobgoblin motorcycle.
That's a good one.
Namely because of Ghost Rider, subjectively speaking. Hard to beat.
Right.
But it was a cool
kinda your
looking
favorite.
motorcycle too. Like motorcycles are a dime a
It
dozen,
was really
but
cool.
they nailed the character with that one.
Yeah, personally, my favorite set was the bridge battle. The Spider-Man
Yeah.
set.
Yeah, that was great.
I
I wish we
was
could have
really
built that at Brick
happy
Fair.
getting that set and finally building it once I got home from Brick Fair. That was some good stuff.
Totally.
Oh boy, favorite Lego set of the year. I'm a big fan of that Makuta.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
fair enough.
Makuta was cool. Cannot deny.
Yeah.
That was a cool set.
It was
honestly.
cool,
And
but
the
now it's
trek
just
it
a
took
constant reminder of
there.
the failure that was.
See, that
No,
might
just
be
kidding.
that way for you guys, but for me, it's a constant reminder of how much I sympathize with Lego and instructions.
Yes.
Because we don't have instructions, yeah, because I did it by hand, but they would have had to do it digitally.
Yeah.
Every single piece make standard instructions for something they want to make money off of. So I completely understood where they're coming from, as unhappy as it made me. But my gosh, I never ever want to do that again.
So, like, now, there's a thing-
sympathize for one reason. You did it
Okay, go on, Meso.
arduously by hand. Lego, yes, they would have to make the instructions digitally. That is an automated generation process, at least in their building
it's actually
software
not.
that they publish to consumers. LDD features a point-and-click instruction
Yeah.
generator.
Yeah.
And
Right,
That's
but,
basically
assuming
how
that
they make
use
instructions,
an advanced
but-
version of LDD, or even
Well,
rudimentary.
they kind of manually go in and edit stuff to make sure everything makes sense.
Right.
But
Yes.
they do
That-
use an automatic generator.
Well, I mean, okay, there's two
Plus,
things here too.
I mean,
Meso,
they
you
have
to
more than one
remember.
person working on it. So,
Yes.
I mean, hey.
I
The thing
suppose.
about there's a lot of things that go into this one though. It's not like normal Lego sets because LDD is much easier to do for system than this construction, especially when you have a lot of different construction pieces that you have to all align and attach
That's
everything.
probably one
Because
of the
again,
reasons
it's not
why
like
they
a brick.
canceled
Yeah.
Bionicle.
That's probably one of the reasons why they didn't do instructions because it wasn't going to be able to be released. It was a mock, so they would have to build the mock, take it apart, build it back up again, and then make sure that it was all stable and everything in prime. Because remember, even the model that we had that we remade, there are some structural issues with it, and that's because it's meant to be a display mock. Because you're not supposed to play with it, and if you were supposed to play with it, they would have refined it a little more, probably made some new pieces for it, new molds and stuff, or done something with it, and basically it's a whole different process that we're just not aware of, and it is nice for us to kind of be like, oh yeah, this is really a lot of work. It's one thing to just say just release the instructions of Lego, but now we know how hard it is and how hard
I don't know.
we had the set for a while
I'm not
before we had to
seeing
go
it.
through.
I understand
Yeah, no,
what you're trying
I
to
can't
say.
forgive a
But with
multi-million
all
dollar
of
company.
their resources and all of their teams and all of their technology and the fact that they made the mock specifically so they could scan it and have a digital model to put in their show, it's already a 3D model. They already have that.
Yeah, but it's not an assembled
I don't
thing
know.
though. It's different.
I'm not buying into it. But anyway, this isn't a Bionicle
Okay,
negativity
listen. I
not
mean,
either.
you can choose to be you can choose to still be negative.
I will
if you want.
say
I'm
that
just saying
after
there's
all that, we
some
did
leeway
deserve
given.
some instructions. I
I don't think
maintain
it's
this.
being negative. I think it's being realistic.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess part of it is just there is a thing where I feel like we do take a lot of things for granted. Instructions being one of them. We assume instructions are being made for every set. Now we've tried to do it, and it's way harder than we thought it was.
Yeah,
So,
it's way harder because we don't have the resources and we're not a multi-million dollar company.
yeah, but we're not imagine we're not making anything from that though. Like, they don't make anything from doing that. So that would be a lot of investment and time and stuff and resources spent for
all I'm saying,
nothing.
Well, they could have made something
all
out
I'm
of it.
saying is Eljay,
All right.
one man
All right.
with limited resources, he did it. And instead of
He
wasting their
made a
time,
They most
video of
certainly
him building it,
didn't
which is a
maybe
little
if they'd
different.
He
taken
didn't-
those people that were updating the website with plot holes and they'd put those people into taking a few pictures of the mock, maybe it would have worked.
No, they did take a few pictures of the mock, to be fair. They did that.
Anyway.
Well, I'm saying that, like,
Yeah,
you're right,
yeah.
Eljay is one person, limited resources, and he did make a video of him building it, but it did take him some time to do
did,
it.
and he
because
did it.
it's a harder thing. I know, I'm saying that it's not just an easy thing you just do. It's not like Eljay built it and he had it out the next day. It took some time. These things do take time. And he didn't even do, like, a step-by-step picture instructions, or in terms of, like, thing. He did a build-up video.
Yeah, that would have
You know,
been
and-
nice. No, I'm just kidding.
I was able
No,
to
I mean,
build
like,
it.
you know, it was
Yeah.
what he was able.
I
It's what he
wasn't
was
able to build
able
it
to
from
do
Legos
within the
stuff.
time he was given, and it took longer than it should have. I mean, like, it took longer than we thought it
Yeah.
should.
Yes. See,
Which
Yeah,
is like-
no,
We're
you know
not-
what, guys? Kai's right. I wish one day I can aspire to be like our good friend Jonathan here and make videos as quickly as he does behind the bricks. With a level of
I don't know what you're
precision
throwing.
and
Like,
completion.
I'm not
that he
saying anything
does.
on me. I'm saying that you guys are kind of expecting a lot from Lego. All right, listen.
Because
you
they
guys
can
wanna-
give a lot.
That's literally what I started saying. I said I understand where Lego's coming from. I
know.
I made the instructions.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Meso, who said he didn't understand where Lego's coming from. I'm not saying anything against you at all.
You
I don't
two
know where
are
you're
on
trying
the
to point
same
this towards
side.
me.
It's like me and Vin
Yeah.
who are counter. But anyway.
Yeah, no, like, I'm saying that, like, it takes a lot more effort than even we
yeah,
realized.
if it
when
was
we just
one
asked
person
you, hey, just
working
make
on it,
this.
but I'm pretty sure if Lego did it, it wasn't gonna be that same process that LJ went through. There's no
but I
real
mean, like-
reason to really sympathize with this unless you
There
absolutely.
is a real reason to
No,
sympathize
not really.
with this.
Because you're
What do you
assuming
mean,
that
not
the
really?
process is just as arduous and complicated as LJ's was.
well, at the same time, you guys are assuming that it isn't.
Yeah.
Because we have
How do you know?
there's fair reason to. They're a multi-million-dollar company. They developed a
so what does that mean, though?
software that literally creates instructions for you, regardless
Right.
of what you build in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what does that
that's
mean?
not entirely
Bill
true,
Gates
though.
is a multi-billion-dollar worth individual. Can he do this?
No, but he can
No, I
afford.
mean, like-
Well, actually, you know what? He probably could by himself, but he's not going to do it. He's going to hire people to do it for him, or he's going to
Right, but,
develop
like,
the software to do it for
Who's going to
him.
want to hire anyone to do this, which will not?
Again, I still don't
be
get
worth
the idea
worth
that this is a
anything.
multi-billion-dollar company, therefore we deserve free stuff. I
No,
don't get how
listen.
that correlates.
No, that's not the point
they
at
are a
all.
multi-billion-dollar company, which implies
Yes.
that they have technology that we do not. And they have proven this
They-
And they
because
have
they
people
happened
that we
to
do not.
release a version of their software that set designers have admitted on message boards before Eurobricks is similar to the CAD software CAD that they use to design preliminary models. Lego
Exactly.
Digital Designer. When I was 12 years old, maybe it was either 12 or 13, I forget. I built a mock on LDD when construction was in its early stages, when they were first adding the construction parts. I built this crazy mock. It wasn't anywhere close to Makuta. It was about half of what Makuta was, I'd say. And it was all like bone pieces connecting to each other or whatever. It was a mess, but it was a huge mock. It looked terrible. I clicked one button and I watched as it generated a instruction guide for me.
Right, but the instruction guide is not completely accurate, for one. There are a lot of gaps in it. That's why it's not completely perfect. The second thing about it, too, is
Yeah,
that
but if
you
we're talking
didn't
about
have
LED,
to build your mock and then
sure,
replicate that.
But we do know that Lego has a completely different, not completely different actually, what am I saying? A very similar program that must be more advanced that they use for actually developing building instructions.
The point I'm trying to make
like,
is
proofreaders
not, it
and
is
stuff.
not to rant and rave against BIONICLE. That was not the purpose of this conversation. I don't know why it turned into that. All I was saying was that it is, I feel, fairly realistic to expect the BIONICLE team to give that to fans when everything else fell flat, when they have publicized an easy thing that can do that to consumers. I would imagine that the people in the multi-million-dollar company have access to technology that can easily do that, perhaps
Exactly.
even faster. And if not faster, then there are plenty of people on the team, instead of making the alternate models of Makuta that were not used anywhere, such as the Overlord Makuta or the Chair Makuta, could spend a day or so building that in whatever 3D modeling program software they use, that I'm sure they already have all the parts registered in the database, because Makuta has no custom parts, because it was a combo model, so they wouldn't have to model anything else, and then they would be able to piece that together in a digital instruction-based format.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it would be effortless. I was not. I was simply saying that I do not feel it is 100% unrealistic to expect that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you could also say, well, I don't think it's unrealistic to expect the people who literally built the Makuta mock in one night to have a video up by the end of the week. But we know it was a harder process than we thought it was going to
I
be.
do not say that it is not difficult.
I know. I'm saying that we are giving so much leeway to ourselves, but we're like, oh, Lego, no, they have $1 million, they could just do it like that, and I don't know why they didn't just do it for fans. I would say it's a harder
I'm not
process
saying
than
no
either of you are
one's saying
thinking.
that they had any obligation to do it.
Well, I mean, Meso was just saying that he felt they had an obligation to do it when everything didn't pan out.
I would not use the word obligation. I feel that
Yeah.
it would have been doing the fan base a service. I feel it is not wrong for people
You're right.
to
It
expect
would have
that.
been doing the fan base a service. What also would have been doing a fan base a service is creating a multi-million-dollar movie as well. You can, I mean, the thing is that just narrowing things down to just doing a service for the fans, while it is nice for us as the fans, we do have to realize too that Lego is a multi-million-dollar company because they don't just waste time doing stuff that isn't going to make them a profit. You know, they are a multi-million-dollar company. And so whenever we're like, well, they should have given these digitized instructions, we don't know the amount of time it takes to make that. It's probably a lot harder than either of us think. There's probably a lot of things that go into it that we're not aware of.
But
And
with
so
that
trying
said,
to be like,
it's
well, they
also
should have
probably a
given it
lot
to us.
easier, and it's a lot more realistic, honestly, to think that it's easier because of their status. There's
I mean,
there's
why
no
would you
real
think-
reason to sympathize and be like, oh, we know the process now. No, we don't.
You're right, but I'm saying that why would all we know of our process is that it took a lot longer than we were thinking to make a video. Why are we not extending that same amount of, sympathy towards Lego now that we know what we've gone through just to make a video of us building the mock, let alone making instructions that are digitized and making sure that lives up to Lego standards? Because Lego has their own.
Ever since the Journey to Done podcast came out, imposing any kind of time restriction on when we would receive instructions. All
But
we
you're
wanted
still expecting
is
them,
that they
though.
would come. You keep saying that we know the process because it took a while, and it did. It was hard work what Eljay did. Because of that hard work, many people were actually able to build Makuta, me among them. I was not demanding or even hoping that Lego would release them within a week or a month or 2 months. All I was hoping for was that Lego would see the cries of the fan base and be like, okay, maybe we should do this. Maybe it might take a while, but perhaps we could tell everyone, yes, it's coming. Don't worry. And it could take half a year, but it would still come out. That's all.
Right.
No, again, this is the thing of
I feel this
expectations where
discussion
you're
is continuing
instead
too far.
of. I know. I mean, I just, ideally, I don't think we necessarily need or deserve anything. We can say that we have the right to something, or that, that I can't believe Lego isn't doing this, where we don't know the amount of cent that would go into it. And it's not something to expect. They could have also immediately dropped BIONICLE without doing a Makuta mock at all. The same, we complained about the stars the last time too, and granted, the stars aren't the greatest sets. It's just kind of a thing where it's like there are a lot of people petitioned to get people something to commemorate BIONICLE with at the end of 2010, and a lot of people were, it is kind of sucky that if you petitioned hard behind the scenes with your company to get something, and in the end it seems like a lot of people are ungrateful for it. So it's one of those things where it's we do need to have a bit of balance, because I feel like we do blast Lego for a lot of things that we feel like the fan base really wants, but the fan base also kind of thinks it, I wouldn't say deserves, but it's kind of it takes a lot of stuff for granted that we should get. And I think that we should kind of look towards the next year, whatever they do with BIONICLE, without BIONICLE, with a bit more thankfulness and a bit, what the designers did with their spare time behind the scenes, what they did with, different things they were doing, all the different projects they have to manage.
I feel
I'm sure.
that's entirely different than whatever you were trying to argue earlier, but okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm grateful for you, Lego.
Somehow this all veered far, far, far off track. Because nowhere along this did I ever say I was not thankful for providing a Makuta combo model. Obviously, I would prefer that to nothing. So,
in retrospect, my favorite Lego set for the year probably has to be the Green Energy Dragon. Honestly, it's just a really well built set. The dragon is really good.
Yeah.
The little If not that, then definitely the Lighthouse, because the Lighthouse was a very involved, intricate build. I recommend it to people. If you can get it, get it. It has a lot of the main players. It's got Jay, Nia, Notakon, the Jin Blade, Clancy, Flintlock. It's a really great set. It is a bit pricey, but definitely try and get it.
When you outline it like that, the Lighthouse it does seem like one of the best sets from all of Skybound, to be completely honest.
It is.
It has a lot of value.
Honestly, it's probably the flagship set from that, outside of, the
Misfortune's
whatever
Keep.
pirate ship was.
Yeah, the Lighthouse is definitely really good.
It is a great set, and in conjunction with the Prison Breakout and the Energy Dragon, you get pretty much all of the characters. All the main players. The only ones that you don't get are Dogshank and Woo.
Dog Shank.
Yeah, Dogshank.
That's a. Oh, Tog Shank.
No,
Dog
Dogshank. It is dog.
It is.
Dogshank.
Oh, so it is Dog Shank.
It is Dogshank.
Yes.
Prpl, find him a
what
picture
the
of Dogshank.
Yes, get me a picture of this Dog Shank.
Here she is.
She?
She.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa! You are one pretty woman, Dog Shank.
She would hope you'd say that.
Pretty blue eyes and face.
Oh,
I don't
Her
see
eyes are
blue
yellow.
eyes. Yeah, those are yellow eyes, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's the joke.
You have an iron deficiency.
See, I don't understand you today.
Who?
But
Well,
yeah,
maybe
all
you
right,
just
Dog
need to
Shank.
be a bit more understanding. All right.
Yay.
Lastly, I think my favorite set of the year has to be the Airjitsu Temple. That's kind of like
Yes,
the
you
flagship
got that
of the
this
Ninjago
year.
line. I did get that this year. This is why, I mean, this year, again, I've spent more on system than I have any other year. And the Ninjago Airjitsu Temple was definitely contributing to that. It's a really hefty price to pay, but man, is it a good set. It's just like everything I've ever wanted from Ninjago is fully realized in this set. It's gorgeous. So I have zero complaints of it. I love it to death. Definitely the best Lego set I've ever gotten.
Zero
Hope
complaints?
to see more stuff.
You sure?
Oh, okay, fair enough. I have like half nitpicks, but they're not really complaints.
there it is. Let's go.
I mean, like most of the stuff is just like I think like some of the the way it's like arranged and stuff could be a little different, especially like in the upstairs. I noticed because I had to move. I moved from my apartment on campus to our apartment off campus, and when I picked up the set, all the stuff started sliding around because it's on the upper floors because it's not attached to anything, like the easel and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, I should. It would be nice if they were like I could take the whole model and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just lost some of those pieces, and I was like, well,
It is what it is.
other than that, but it's still a really well-designed model. I feel like anyone here, if you do have the money to spend, for $200, it is pricey, but it's worth it,
difficult
especially
to
if you
beat
love
the big sets
Oriental
like that.
architecture, that kind of thing. Yeah, it honestly is. And they pour so much. I mean, you were talking about attention to detail before with Sensei Wu's drag. I mean, the attention to detail in that Airjitsu Temple is just pristine. I can't.
It is by
describe
far
it
and
better
above
than
the
that.
flagship of
Very
Ninjago,
good.
I would say. It is a fantastic
Yeah, definitely.
set.
All right, Prpl, did you go? You already say your set or?
Honestly, it's probably Tarak. 'Cause it's like purple
Okay.
and adorable. Listen, I can't remember 90% of the sets that I got this year, so I'm just saying Tarak is like a default thing. Because
It's funny that, like,
this
over
is how
time-
Prpl was led to the guillotine.
It's so funny. It's like all of this. We've been construction fans for years, and Prpl finds us through the Ninjago
Yeah.
coverages, right? And you're a
Well-
bigger Ninjago fan.
it was technically the G2
Or the
news, but I
Okay.
stayed for the Ninjago coverages.
Right.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, like, it turns out that we are traditionally construction people that met on this construction
Oh,
forum
system.
are like, no, System was the best thing of this year, and Purple's the only one offering construction set.
Yeah.
It's like,
But hey,
Tarak is adorable.
yeah.
if you say so.
It's a shame because I cannot say that any of the Bionicle sets from this year, like my favorite G2 set from 2016 was the Liwa Uniter. But I cannot say that I had more enjoyment from that set than I did the Green Energy Dragon or the Lighthouse.
I like
Yeah,
green
no, I
there
get
when
what
it
you mean,
comes to
dude.
my
'Cause
system.
I got you.
I loved Tahu, but
Tahu is really great, but
I don't know. I got over it. It's like, it's funny because that set was such a big deal for me at the beginning of the year, and now by the end of the year, it wasn't even like a set that came up in mind. I instead thought of the bridge set. I even thought about Tanker Truck Takedown for like a split second, just because I was so happy with the Spider-Man
super
minifig.
happy if that's
And like everything else, the NRG Dragon, I got that, and I love that. There's so many other great sets I got this year, and BIONICLE, I don't know, I can't fit it up there. But if I were, I would definitely say Tahu Uniter and Wendigo Man.
Yeah,
I mean,
Umarak. Umarak for life, yo.
Nah, he has no name to me anymore.
Wow. The evil hunter.
Tahu with what was the bird's name?
Akir.
Tahu Fakir was a really great model. I feel it was like the best out of all of the
Phoenix
combined.
Tahu for
if I
life,
had to
yo.
say. Phoenix Tahu was really great.
All right.
But I mean, there we go.
It
That's
has
a year
been
review.
another year in LEGO.
It has. It really has.
Themes
We had
have
one
risen
great-
like Nexonites, and themes have fallen like BIONICLE. But I'm hoping for another good
At the
year.
end of the year, Lego still took our money.
Yeah, basically. The more things change, the more
Well,
they
they were
stay the
very
same.
they were very profitable last year. They weren't so much this year because they cut down on production of sets. But I have a feeling that 2017 is really going to be huge for Lego. So here's to a great 2017. Thank you guys for sticking with this this year. This has been a crazy year, ups and downs for us, but for us, mostly ups. We had a lot of great times this year. Hopefully you guys stick with us for the next year. You can go to our Patreon to kind of, to donate if you want to get the MP3s of this early. So maybe you won't be hearing this on the last day of the year. Maybe you're hearing this a little early. Shout out to the guys who are patrons. We also have the TGV message boards. You want to talk about what your favorite set of the year was, you can totally go there. We have a ton of people in the LEGO community there that will be more than happy to hear you guys' opinions out, and we can kind of, discuss them as you please. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all that great stuff, and we'll see you next year.
I'm Van.
Thanks for watching.
I'm just kidding.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Meso.
Okay.
Okay. I'm at the Eljay Johnson on Twitter.
Nice.
Oh, then we're doing this now. Okay. I'm at the Notorious Ven on Twitter. Follow me, not him.
No. Follow me. Not him.
no,
Jonathan.
follow me.
At Mesonac on
Follow
Twitter.
me. I'm Prpl Dragon.
Meso's the closest to me out of all y'all.
I'm super funny. I got the memes. I got the jokes.
Meme
Yeah,
machine.
but I'm also
I
super
have the
funny.
constant
I got the
complaints
jokes.
I don't
life.
try as hard. So you should
Listen,
follow
I
me.
draw
We have
stuff.
to beat
I
Kahi.
draw more
We have
often
to
than
beat
Prpl
Kahi.
now.
Yeah.
Ven actually
Within
kind of
3
does.
months. By March, we're gonna beat Kahi.
Alright.
You can. I mean, 2017 goals. Maybe you'll make it.
March 2017.
Maybe you'll
will
make
it. We will
The
make
great
it because
journey is
we,
here.
We are a team. I'm talking to the people that are going to follow me
Wow.
and the ones that are.
We're
We're
a
a team.
team.
You're a
And
team.
we are a team. And we can do this as a team to tell 2017 you're not going to be like 2016. You're not going to be the 10-year anniversary of the Baraki. You're going to be the 10-year anniversary of the Baraki, which were better sets. And in
Shut
story. So you know what?
Okay.
It's finally a little bit of truth in this podcast.
I'm trying to end this
Thank you,
episode.
Ben. We're a
See you
team.
next week.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, yeah, see ya.